Welcome back to another episode number 65 of the Swoop Shoes podcast. We got the whole gang here. Myself, we got Eric, aka 3 games to 2 lead. We just need one more win to advance. We got Armani, aka I hate the Nuggets, hoping the T-Bulls come back and win tonight to force the game 7. We got Ernest, aka eBooks88, and we got Josh, aka 15 Forever, as Vince Carter was going to get his jersey retired by the Nets, and he'll be inducted to the Hall of Fame. So, on tonight's topics, we will discuss the ongoing second round of these playoff series. As you all know, we already have one series that just completed last night. The Boston Celtics defeating the Cleveland Cavaliers last night, 113-98 to win this series in 5 games, 4 games to 1, as they advance to another Eastern Conference Finals appearance for the third straight year. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers, a lot of questions are abound in between the coach, now whose job was on the line, to now hearing rumblings about Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, rumblings about that, and also Jared Allen. There's also rumblings about his condition. So you have that series that just completed. The other Eastern Conference series, which is the Knicks and Pacers, in which the Knicks on Tuesday night blew out the Indiana Pacers by 30 after the Pacers blew out the Knicks on Mother's Day. So the Knicks up 3 games to 2. Jalen Brunson back to his old self, dropping 44. Also with an adjustment in the lineup, inserting Deuce McBride into the starting lineup. Excuse me, in which basically just wrecked in a Pacers defense, thinking that they cannot double Brunson. He goes up for 44 points, spraying the ball around, and they just bludgeoned the Pacers on the boards, 53-29 on the boards, 20-5 offensive rebounds. And the mysterious happenings of Tyrese Halliburton, the Jekyll and Hyde of Tyrese Halliburton in the series. Game 1, only 6 points. Game 2, in which Reggie Miller supposedly shows up, he drops 34, but in the loss. Game 3 came out, also had 34 points, but they got lucky because Andrew Nemhart with that miracle 3 to end the game. Game 4, Pacers blew him out by 30. And then game 5, back to 13 points on 9 shots for Halliburton. That's not going to get it done. Only averaging 21 points this series. Brunson averaging over 32 points this series. And then in the Western Conference, you had the Dallas Mavericks winning last night in Oklahoma City to take a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 on Saturday night in Dallas. Kind of interesting series because Kyrie Irving hasn't played well in the 2 games, especially in games 3 and 4. The Mavs gave away game 4, which they went 10 for 21 from the free throw line. That allowed the Thunder to come back and tie the series up at 2. But last night, Luka Doncic triple-double, big game. I also thought PJ Washington, who's come up big in the series, averaging over 25 a series, had another big game last night. The Thunder, who went for the lineup change, putting in Isaiah Joe and putting Josh Giddey on the bench because they need shooting, and Josh Giddey is not a shooter. So, and it's gonna be interesting how Coach Dagnall, how he decides who to start for Game 6. So we're gonna see how the Thunder respond to an elimination game. This is the first time as a group with them being in the playoff in this whole environment, going on the road, facing elimination. This is where SGA has to really, really step his game up and put up a 30 piece or 40 piece to get this series back to Oklahoma City. And then the last series, which will resume tonight, Game 6 of the T-Wolves Nuggets series, in which the Denver Nuggets lost the first 2 games at home. The last time we was on this episode, we had an episode. The Timberwolves dog walked the Nuggets by 26 points.
Man, they got me hyped for no reason, man. I had the
Oh,
brick Kevin Garnett jersey. I never even ripped the tag off that joint, and I was repping that.
only to return the favor as the Nuggets destroyed the T-Wolves in Minnesota by 27 in Game 3. And in Game 4, if you remember, the Nuggets had a 3-point lead going to halftime. Then they reeled off 8 straight. Jamal Murray hits a prayer 3 to put them on 8. And basically, they ran them out the gym in the second half with Jokic coming up big as usual. Um, Anthony Edwards needs help. Um, Carl Anthony Towns, as usual, not coming up as big as he needs to. Rudy Gobert's been getting cooked by Jokic. I also thought the Mike Conley injury and you suffer in Game 4 is big because he didn't play in Game 5, in which the Nuggets came back and won by one going away. So the Nuggets have seized control of the series and they're looking to close the series out tonight in Minneapolis. Mike Conley will be back tonight for Game 6, but also as usual, your big guys in these legacy games need to step up. Anthony Edwards has been stepping up, but it's going to come down to Carl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley, who's coming back, and also others. Nas Reed, Nikhil Alexander Walker, those guys, the others, to help the T-Wolves stay up for elimination. So those are your summary. That's a summary for the second round. Um, what's your main intriguing topic for the second round? Ernest, Josh, you wanna Ernest, Armani, who wanna chime in?
Um, Intriguing topic.
What's the one thing that's like really that's gotten you? What's your main theme of those four playoff series?
Um, I would just say the better team. I feel like the better team is winning. Is Last time we got on the show, like we thought that Minnesota was gonna win the series. Obviously, it's a 7 game series. You don't win the series in just 2 games. But it's like the Nuggets pulled like a Uno reverse, man. It's like the Timberwolves look lost out there. That's what I'm gonna say about that series. As far as like you mentioned like Ant-Man needs help. I'm not gonna take that route. Because they were playing really well on in game 1 and game 2. Cat had 27 in game 2. And like you said, Eric, Nikhil, Alexander Walker, Jaden McDaniels, there was Hounded Murray, but the Nuggets are doing what champions do, and I really hate to say it, but they're doing what champions do. They adjust, and obviously now they're in the lead of the series right now. As far as the Cavaliers, we pretty much already knew. We either said it was going to be a gentleman's sweep or a sweep. Um, Celtics, I don't want to say they asserted their dominance because there were moments where the Celtics played with their food as usual. It just so happened to be that um, Cavaliers wasn't a suitable opponent for
Well,
for what's up?
well, then again, like half of their roster was injured in games 3 and 4.
No, right, exactly. But even so, like just I would have preferred the Magic playing the Celtics. Not saying that they would have beat, but I think it would have been more of a little more competitive series. But the next question is Boston really that good? Um, the Knicks and Pacers series has been incredible. Um, the talk of the I'll say the theme of that is, remember I said it on the last episode. If Hallie plays like he played in the NCAA tournament, they win, and they were able to win 2 games. But when he pretty much when he don't play good, they don't win, and everything is orchestrated through him. Um, and I'm just really surprised that the Knicks are really resilient, and they're all dogs, but like especially Brunson, having a injured foot and still coming out and dropping 44. That's incredible. Um, and what's the last season? I'm missing it. I'm missing. My mind just went
The
blank for a
T-Wolves and
second.
Thunder, no, the Thunder
Oh,
and the Mavericks.
Mavericks and Thunder. Um, this is a odd series, really odd, because like I say probably the most consistent player out of this is Shea. And Luca really hasn't been playing well. Kyrie really hasn't been playing well. The Mavericks been getting great production from PJ Washington, who's been keeping them in this series. But this series is quite odd. But um, I would say that the theme of that is the Thunder are not ready. And it's still like a lot of things that they need to go back to the drawing board, like personnel and stuff like that. But we already knew this. Um, but playoffs is like you really show when like the games slow down and you got to set the right adjustments in order to achieve. And I just think that last game showed us like what this series should have been, and it definitely is. I think Dallas is going to end it um in the next game.
I mean, for the most part, all these series was probably going as expected or had expected. And when you're talking about the Cavaliers and the Celtics series, obviously with the Celtics, they haven't been like tested yet, so we've kind of yet to see them face adversity a little bit. That remains to be seen because maybe if the Knicks win tomorrow, which I think will happen, they're going to be able to face a team that doesn't give up and it would, no matter the disadvantages that they have. So and they're going to play hard, and the Celtics' nonchalant way of approaching games sometimes can bite them, and that can be a recipe for disaster if you're playing against a Knicks team in the Eastern Conference Finals. So, the Knicks and Pacers, obviously, because of the myriad of injuries the Knicks have, I think that's why the series has gone as long as it's gone. And there have been some incredible moments, as you said. But I still think the Pacers, the inexperience shows because on the road, they look like a totally different basketball team than playing at home. So, they're also dealing with injuries too, and they're not used to playing this physical type of basketball. And I think this experience is good for them, but I just think ultimately the Knicks' momentum and how they play for each other, I think they ultimately went out in that series in 6 games. And on to the West, the Mavericks and the Thunder series is so confusing because both teams have been struggling. Luka at times, and Luka doesn't get the criticism enough, I think, on his play, and the shortcomings that he has in the playoffs. Great, he has some, but only when he's playing the Clippers, maybe, and maybe the Suns. He has these great playoff games, right? But all in all, like his style of play, I think, kind of messes up. Well, it doesn't. His style of play doesn't unlock the best version of that team. He slows the ball down a lot, and I get it in the playoffs. The ball does slow down a lot, but he's so ball dominant and one dimensional when it comes to that. It's easy to load up on him. He does foul hunt a lot, so and he just hasn't been efficient shooting the ball. Mm-hmm. So when you couple that together, and then Kyrie's kind of out of sorts a little bit. He'll have his moments and flashes where he comes up clutch, in the fourth quarter. But I think if the ball is in Kyrie's hands a little bit more, I think the offense will run a little bit better and more seamless. But of course, they're up three games to 2. I think they close it out. Just the Thunder's inexperience as of late has bit them, and it hasn't been as successful. You kind of see the things that they need, the lack thereof of size, some 3-point shooting, a guy that can.
They're one of the best. I believe they're the best 3-point shooting team in the league. But I'm with you on.
Well, in the playoffs, it's just
it hasn't translated. Yeah,
right. And with the expectation of being a number 1 seed, you know what I mean? Like you have to kind of look dominant in a sense. And they haven't. And you kind of see where the shortcomings are. And then going on to the the Nuggets and T Wolves, I think the series is over tonight. There's it's a clear indication. And don't get me wrong, Jokic is doing this on anybody. But if you're the defensive player of the year, you have to be able to do something. And whether he's terrible, he's a terrible on-ball defender. He's guarding Jokic 1-on-1. And then when Karl Anthony Towns is guarding him, and he's kind of playing,
safety.
Yeah, he's the help man. He doesn't do anything there either, and he's constantly losing Aaron Gordon on cuts. He's not forcing Jokic, to kind of pass out the post, even though that's one of his greatest strengths. But like, you have to make it uncomfortable. Like, if you're the help man, blitz Jokic, get the ball out of his hands, make someone else make a play. He hasn't shown the defensive prowess because the issue is he's a great help defender in the regular season, and he's not that much of a ball dominant defender. And I just think they've beaten them in Minnesota. The pressure is going to be very on for Minnesota to win tonight, clearly, because if they lose, the season's over. Ant-Man will show up, but I have a fear that Cat and Rudy and some of those guys, will kind of fade to the spotlight because it's a lot of pressure. And we've seen Karl Anthony Towns in pressurized moments. He hasn't played well. So I just think, Nuggets are rolling. They kind of got their number. No matter what they do, to me, the Nuggets are going to go to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that. Yeah. So just you made an important point about the Rudy Gobert thing, and like that's been like the criticism I've been hearing for like the past couple of days about how are you the DPOY and like you're getting killed like this. Well, like, you got to look at it this way: Jokic kills everybody, right? Duncan killed everybody. You know what I mean? Shaq killed everybody. Some will say that Ben Wallace had his way in that finals, but you gotta look at it this way, right? Gobert has 4 DPOYs, right? And Jokic is just something that you just can't figure out. So I would say like everybody's just kind of like playing on it because it's him. Because Jokic cooked AD. He cooked AD last year. And some will argue even this year as well, too. But that's what comes with it. That's just what it is. So
But also, don't forget, remember there were a couple times in Utah when you had
play
playoff
him off
teams,
the
like
floor.
they were playing off the floor, and other teams would go small, just like the Clippers back in
Yeah.
2021. Then when they went small, it destroyed Rudy Gobert. He couldn't play in the series. He was unplayable.
Right.
So
He gives nothing to the offense at all. Like
yeah,
I watched him catch the pass and he bobbled the ball and like just lost the ball. And I'm just like, in a crunch time game, you can't have this guy on the floor because they'll pick him apart. And being a DPOY and not being great in pick and roll defense, that ain't good. Especially that's
not
what
even just even help coverage, bro. Like you're not even helping.
yeah.
he's literally slow footed, coming off the doubles.
Yeah. I say what makes up for his defense is like his physicals, like
His
height,
length.
wingspan, etc. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the little summary of the second round. Will we have a game? Will any of these 3 series go to 7?
Man,
I think it's all over.
I wanted to. I want the Wolves to find a way.
Actually,
'Cause
I am kind of rooting for the T Wolves, because if the T Wolves win and if the Knicks win tomorrow, game 1 of Knicks Celtics won't be until Tuesday. So they'll give him at least another 3 days off of rest.
what? Yeah. Speaking of rest, what's the update on OG?
He's out for game 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All
he's
right.
out for game
Well,
6.
get it done. Bring it back.
Hopefully, if they win tomorrow, then I mean, you probably be good for probably game 2 or game 3,
Mhm.
because if the Nuggets win, you got and then also the Knicks win tomorrow. The series starts Sunday and then Tuesday, and then they'll have like a little 3-day gap until Saturday for game 3. So that would be like the target date for them to come back.
Okay.
As we got Josh here
Y'all,
into the chat.
y'all gonna need him.
Oh, you're gonna need him for that series because it's gonna be real annoying. Seeing
What's
Derek
going
White
on, boys?
fly through the
Yo.
court.
Mhm.
What's good,
My
Josh?
mom's calling me. My mom's calling me. You know.
Oh gosh.
Yo. All right. What WNBA? Want to talk about that real quick?
As we begin another season.
Yeah. WNBA season just began. Big anticipation. Obviously, Caitlin Clark, the Caitlin Clark effect, as what people are calling it, played the first game against Connecticut Sun.
Thank you for those
And it
2 days,
was,
Caitlin.
you said what?
Thank you for those 2 extra days, Caitlin.
It's looking first game wasn't really good, wasn't really well. 20 points, 10 turnovers.
Yeah.
Just everybody just cut us some slack. 4 threes, 4 from 10
Yeah,
from
I'm
3.
not really tripping over.
I'm
the
not,
turnovers.
I'm not tripping either, but you have those casuals that's like, oh, you hype this up for this, like, just relax, like, not every rookie comes out and play really well on their first game. It happens, right? But I think that as she starts to understand the game more, and like as her teammates start to understand her more, that they'll put her in the best position for her to be successful. So, but as of right now, they are playing the New York
Liberty.
Liberty. Let me see. I got y'all on the score with that.
48-31.
Perfect. Thank you.
Liberty.
Thank you. All right. So yeah, WNBA
Mind you,
season.
The Liberty have 48 points. Stewie has 20 of those 48 points.
Woo. So reigning MVP, trying to make it back to back.
It got stolen. The MVP should have went to Asia.
It should have. I agree. I think we can all agree here.
Anyway,
Did you see what Asia did yesterday? I mean,
anyway, one game,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, but come on, bro.
She made Brittany
them
Griner rethink about playing basketball again.
right. Two of them joints. She got 2 of them joints. You know
She
what I'm
got
saying?
2?
That's my silver
That's
surfer.
cool.
You heard?
That's cool, because when Paige Buckets is drafted by the Liberty, it's gonna be looking like the 1950 Celtics out there.
Oh my
funny.
god!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Not the civil rights era.
No,
that's
Not
fine.
the civil rights era.
But Armani, what he don't realize is Michael Jordan's coming into the league soon, and she is going to be on the Aces, and it's going to be a whole different story then. It's going to be a whole different story then.
It's cool. But just know she got nothing for Paige, Sabrina, Stewie, and Jockwell. She got nothing for that.
And
how
I'm forgetting one person.
Nah, but how about during the game? Jonquel Jones and Aaliyah Boston almost got into it.
Yeah, I see that.
Nobody went with Jockwell, man. Nobody, man.
She's not doing that against Asia. I swear she's not. I swear she's not. we gotta start acting like we didn't see that matchup. We gotta start acting. 3 times we saw it.
What South Carolina got against New York, man? Come on.
Yeah, facts. I feel you.
I'm just saying. Go Aces.
But my fault, guys. I want to apologize. For
Go Liberty.
Tease that was going on. Shout out Liberty. Anything else I missed? I'm sorry.
I got beef with Becky Hammond.
Why?
Oh, give it up, bro.
Why?
Because she said Jalen Brunson is a small guard, and he's not really like an A1 guy on a championship team. He's not an A1 guy on a championship team. I mean, I don't see.
Wasn't wrong, guys.
Yeah, it wasn't wrong.
Y'all took it in a way. I get it. If I was, a fan of the team, yeah, but she wasn't wrong.
On a championship team, he's not the A1. Like,
you gotta
okay.
right. You gotta realize
That's the
Like-
reason why y'all trying to get another star.
It's easy. I'm saving all those picks for like Embiid, Luca, like
But
Giannis.
yeah, these big
Look,
names. Like,
y'all gotta look at it this way. Brunson is that guy for Knicks fans, yo.
no one's saying. Listen,
I know,
no
but
one's saying any of that.
I'm saying from Eric's perspective, right? I'm saying from Knicks fans' perspective.
Listen,
they don't want to hear that.
I get it, but here's the thing. This is only going to get them to the Eastern Cup. They're not beating Boston, unfortunately. They're just not. I hope they do. So I'm letting y'all know. I'm letting the pod know now. I'm on my anybody but the Celtics.
Knicks and Timberwolves or Mavericks.
I'm on my anybody but the Celtics agenda. So I will be a ravaging Knicks fan if they win tomorrow and play the Celtics in the East Conference Final. Because I can't. The Celtics cannot get 18. I don't think the Celtics are beating the Denver Nuggets anyway. But I'm just saying, like, I'd rather just have them not in the finals at all. That's all.
Yeah. Just
but yeah.
What?
What was that? What was that? I missed it.
Nah, I think Mr. Tatum needs this more than anything. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, fine.
You're not gonna get it, though.
They need to act like it. They need to act like they need it. They need to act like they want it.
All the pressure is gonna be on the Celtics from here on out. So this is house money for me.
No, I agree. Josh, you don't agree?
Honestly, bro, I just want good ball.
Do y'all agree? I had this conversation in my chat, and surprisingly, everyone agreed that this is by far the easiest run a number one team in the East has gotten to get to the finals. Like who they had to get through. Like this is the easiest it's ever been.
They also said that for the Nuggets last year, though.
I'm counting. Well, the Nuggets had to beat two playing teams, but anyway,
that's what I'm saying. I said that for the. So
I'm saying for the East. I'm saying for the East. I'm not saying in totality. I'm just saying for the East.
You don't count none of the LeBron teams.
I am counting those LeBron, and
I think those LeBron teams had it easier. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, LeBron.
Then this year,
wait, 2017.
Talking about who the Celtics had to go through this year to get to the finals. The Heat was round one.
Mm-hmm.
Round two was the Cavs,
Jimmy,
and round three possibly the Knicks.
Underman Knicks.
Underman Knicks team.
But still, they're going against MVP candidate.
All right, 2017 Braun. Let's look at that. Or 2016 Braun.
I'm just saying.
It was 1 year. They went to the Pacers took them to 7, which was crazy.
That was 2018.
That was 2018. That was Braun by himself.
They were a 4th seed.
Yeah. And then they swept the Raptors in the next round, and then they beat the Celtics in 7 games.
Right, and I think the Celtics were the number one team.
Yeah. No, the Raptors were the top
Raptors were one. So they beat a one team, bro. Like they beat
but we know that's like the weakest 1 seed.
Oh, you're saying a 1 seed? I got you.
Again, I'm saying, regardless of what LeBron has done in the East, this season for a number 1 team in the East, this has been the easiest run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it's been the easiest run.
Yeah.
Okay. No Jimmy Butler. 2 games without Donovan Mitchell. A whole bunch of games without Jared Allen. Okay.
And then when you get
to
a
short-handed Knicks team.
But why are we bringing that up? I know y'all got.
I just no. It just happens for a moment to bring.
Look, we try to keep our ears to the streets. This is what the streets is saying. The streets is saying that this run to the finals is easy.
It's easy, but you got to beat the people in front of you.
No, right?
Absolutely. You can't pick who
you play.
It's not there.
That's what Didn't they say? Because they said that about the Warriors in their first championship.
2015.
Pelicans had an injury. Was it Drew Holiday that was injured or something like that?
No, not AD.
No, sorry,
AD.
AD played in that series.
AD played. It was Drew. I think it was Drew Holiday.
It was Drew.
And they played Memphis, Mike Conley, and somebody else.
Mike Conley.
Yeah. And then they played
the Rockets.
Portland.
They played the Rockets. No, they played the Rockets. No, it was the Rockets. It was the Rockets.
It was the Rockets. Yeah.
And somebody was hurt in that series for the Rockets.
Somebody was hurt. I think so. Somebody.
Was it James Harden?
Was it
no.
Pat Bev?
No,
it was somebody.
No. But they played the Rockets in that series.
Yeah,
but I remember
somebody fact checked that.
And then in the next series, the finals. No
you know,
Kyrie and no Kevin Love.
Kyrie and Kevin Love. Yeah. So they said that about them too. So maybe that's just the Celtics' luck this year. I don't know. Basketball has crazy history repeating. You know, maybe that's just the Celtics' way this year. I don't know.
Yeah. They beat the Rockets, I think, 5 games.
Yeah,
I don't
5
feel. I
games.
feel like James Harden did not miss a game. Who was important that was injured? Ariza?
15 for the Rock.
Remember that's the
Chill on
same
my
doc.
guy
That,
Trav, man.
remember that was the
Oh,
same.
that was
doc-
the White House. The White House
Yeah,
was hurt.
Dwight
The White
Howard and
Howard was on that
Josh
team.
Smith.
Okay.
Josh Smith. Yeah.
That was
because they came back.
that was the
That was
the Clippers
Clipper
scored a
series.
3-1
Yeah,
lead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. Back to the WNBA because we
Yeah, how we
ran
went
off
to the
the
men,
road.
man. We respect the
We
women,
ran
man.
we ran off the road there. But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
Caitlin Clark. I obviously like. I'm not really tripping off those 10 turnovers. Like that's gonna happen. It's her first game. You know, they obviously they're gonna have to adapt to how she plays. And she's gonna have to adapt as well, like, because obviously when she was in Iowa, she was the system, right? And now she's being implemented into a system versus kind of having the offense revolve around her. And you know they're gonna have to figure out some things because I don't
Leah
think she
Bolton
should.
got to get her touches.
Yeah, but they should be really running a two woman offense, pick and
Inside
roll,
out.
pick and pop.
Caitlin
You know what I'm
Clark, Aliyah
saying?
Boston pick and roll.
Right. You know, swing, weak side pass, open shot, like because Caitlin's
not
gonna draw so
complicated.
much attention.
But to be fair, it's hard to do that when off rip she's seeing doubles.
Oh yeah.
As soon as she touched the ball, his body's flying at her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's up to her to make the right reads. You know what I mean? Because
And
it's
her coach though.
yeah.
Like lately, like her coach has been like I get it. Like she's not. It's not the Caitlin Clark show. This is like I'm gonna have her in the. I understand, but at the end of the day, the WNBA game must grow, and with the talent that's coming in, yes, you want to coach these women and you want to coach them the right way and put them in a position to win. Absolutely, but also at the same time, kind of gotta let these girls do their thing. This is how the NBA grew. You know, like Jordan was Jordan because Mike, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Kobe, do
Shouts
what
out
you
to
got to
Doug
do.
Collins.
You know, like it. Your big names, you kind of just let them be who they are, and you figure it out around that. So if
You hear that, Jordy? You hear that, Jordy Fernandez? Like can't be Kim, you're if he's still here. No.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen this offseason. We'll get to that. If you just again, like you want to let the talent shine, right? And to Josh's point, yes, they're running doubles at her, picking up 94 feet, all that stuff, right? But you know, and you have to find ways to get her open. You have to find ways to, you know, get her shots because that is one that's going to grow the game, and two, she's going to.
Yep, you're in the Matrix, Ernest.
Well, we just lost Ernest for a second, but no, I get the point that he's trying to make though. Like, and actually a perfect example that we're actually seeing it right now, in the NBA playoffs is with the Denver Nuggets, right? So we seen that in game 2, they was harassing Jamal Murray, who's usually ball dominant, setting screen and rolls with Yoke, and who has trouble picking up the ball. When you're trying to fight your way to bring up the ball bring the ball up the court, and you're constantly shifting directions, stuff like that, you're wasting a lot of energy. So you can't even get into your actions if you wanted to. So with somebody like Caitlin Clark, right, who's having trouble if they're screening her and they're immediately trapping, right? How do you get the ball out of her hands but still have her be effective? One person that comes to mind who is like that, obviously the greatest shooter of all time, Stephen Curry, who plays really good without the ball. So in terms, when she learns to play without the ball and with the ball, but definitely without the ball, she'll be really effective.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just what my observation of what I've been seeing so far. But how y'all say? Did I get a chance to see any Angel Reese?
I did not.
I
She was
didn't.
hooping.
I went to sleep early.
But
Played against. Go ahead.
but I just bought the WNBA season package.
Fire.
So yes.
And I see that they on Amazon Prime now, Disney Plus
Mhm.
now. So
Yeah.
to Ernest's point, the league is definitely growing. Ticket prices is going up. So they got charter flights. They
Yo,
got charter.
they better give the owners for the Aces and the Liberty back they $500,000 that they had to pay 2 years ago, man.
Oh.
And then big news on the block, expansion team. So we've heard rumblings about the Golden State, about a Golden State
Valkyries.
expansion team.
Valkyries, baby.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The name at first was like, what? People in the comment section was like, what is a
You know what's
Valkyrie?
crazy? Like, I'm not gonna lie, because I felt that way when the Sonics moved and they were the OKC Thunder. And I was like, what the Thunder?
What
Sound like a high
Thunder?
school team.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like,
but-
we'll get
but
used to it, but right now
yes.
it sounds crazy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we like, I know the Portland team, like we didn't hear, like, what's their name?
Also here in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto.
Portland?
I didn't hear
Yeah.
Portland.
I didn't
Yeah,
hear
I
a
didn't
name
hear
from
Portland.
Portland.
I heard Toronto.
There's a Portland WNBA team coming. Yeah.
Oh,
And they
okay.
didn't announce Houston. What's going on?
What's up with the
What are we
comments?
doing?
I
Well,
think they're coming.
They're
think it's-
reviving the
they're
Rockets
reviving them.
franchise too.
Yeah.
Oh, and what's up with the
okay.
shock? Give us the Detroit
So,
shock.
so what is it going to be? 6 teams?
I think they're
I
gonna
think-
expand it to 16, and then I think they're gonna expand to like 20.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do it by
Whoa.
increments.
League growing.
I'm not
But what
gonna
they
lie,
have to
these
do-
drafts,
What they have
these-
to do though, the eligibility of the draft, they have to change though.
I knew he was going there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
To get
add,
more
because
players
here's
in
the
the
thing,
league.
like all these girls are getting cut. Like, did you see? So I was watching Gil's Arena today.
Mhm.
No, yesterday's show, and Lexi Brown was on the show. Shout out to Lexi Brown of the
Shout out to
Los
Lexi
Angeles
Brown.
Sparks.
Yes, sir.
She said, I believe, no, it wasn't even Lexi Brown. I'm so sorry. How can I do that? It was the legend Cheryl Swoops. Shout out to Cheryl Swoops. She said, I believe it was 38 draft picks and only 16 got actually picked up by a team. The rest got cut.
Mm.
Something like that. I actually get the quote, but I'm like, that's insane because like you like, if you think about it, look how many college teams, right? And only 38 players were selected, and only 16 or whatever, 14 were only signed. The rest were all cut.
Right.
So these girls are forcing to go either if they can return back to school or going overseas to play ball,
Mhm.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Open up the draft eligibility. You're gonna have more teams, so obviously you're gonna have expansion drafts. So you're gonna need and on top of that, it's not a 15 woman roster; it's a 12 woman roster, still like in the 90s. So like you have to open up your roster spots to 15, and then change the eligibility so you can get more talent in the league. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Mhm.
if Juju could come out next year, what? She'll be a top 5 player. No,
you don't
no
want that.
disrespect.
You don't want that, Earn. Because you know
No,
what
I
she
do. I do.
You sure?
Yes.
You want her on the Liberty. That's the final Infinity Stone, man. I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that, bro.
right.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. You can't have Juju, Paige, Sabrina. No, you can't have all of them on one squad. That's just insane.
what
You
they-
better
what
hope
they
the
know
Mercury
said?
are not bad, man.
We said I'm inevitable. Yeah. I'm inevitable.
But yeah, like if they're looking to add more teams, then you need to open up the draft eligibility a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Definitely agree. But shout out to the WNBA, growing the league. We got the Golden State Valkyries. I believe it stands for Women Warriors. I believe that's the translation. And then also we have Toronto also getting an expansion team. So shout out to the WNBA, man.
The
growing.
Toronto Amazons. Watch it be something like that.
Look, Toronto is taking L's right now. If you know, you know.
He a fan.
I want to say the next part, but you know, finish it.
if you know, you know. Right. All right. Next up is some news. We're gonna give this topic to Josh, man. So if y'all don't know, Vince Carter, legendary Vince Carter, half man, half amazing. is also getting to the Hall of Fame, but also news just broke out 2 days ago that the Brooklyn Nets are gonna retire his jersey. And we want to hear from the man himself. I've known Josh for a very long time, and he constantly raves about Vince Carter being his favorite player. We actually got the chance to meet Vince Carter, right? Yeah, we actually met Vince Carter a couple years ago. And that was dope. But I know what that meant to Josh because that's his dog. So it's about time. And how you feel, man?
I mean, it feels good, that my franchise is doing something right amongst all this wrong that they've been doing over the last couple of years.
Bro, just take the moment and don't bash your team.
No, I'm not. I'm giving them credit for correcting things now. They're doing stuff that's right, and it was a happy moment. And I've seen a lot of people saying, like, especially like Toronto people, saying this is embarrassing that the Nets is doing it. I don't see it as that, man.
It's embarrassing for Toronto.
It is. Yeah,
like,
it is.
Don't
bro.
get me wrong, and I'm sorry, Josh.
Bro.
I don't mean to like cut in on your.
No,
cool.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna say
like Vince played 4.5 seasons, okay, with the Nets, right? In retrospect, I think Kenyon Martin number should be retired because he did more for the Nets than Vince Carter. But that's neither here nor there. But Toronto. Y'all were a no-name franchise. No one knew you. No one cared. Your star.
Only way y'all was known was because of them jerseys.
Your star before Vince Carter got there was Hakeem Olajuwon when he was washed.
He's like 40.
Washed.
Actually, it was Damon Stoudemire.
Mighty Mouse.
Right. Whatever. Still. And don't. Steven Stoudemire was the dude when he was in Portland. Mm-hmm. But the fact that this man put he put the Raptors on the map. He was the reason why the people were like, yo, this is why we want to know about Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady.
Yep.
And, who was on Antonio Davis was on that squad. Marcus Camby. Like,
and he influenced a lot of the Canadian basketball players out there too.
What was the other guard? One time in the playoffs, he lit up the Knicks. His name was Aaron something.
Alvin Williams.
Alvin Williams. Like,
don't forget Morris Peterson, man.
Like, your only besides Vince Carter, your only highlight of that whole franchise, you had two. So I'm not going to push it. You had two highlights. The most important one was the championship Kawhi Leonard offered you. Mm-hmm. Great, awesome story, but we know what really was supposed to happen. But we know. And then it was Kobe Bryant putting 81 on you. Okay, those were your highlights of your franchise. That was the highlight of your franchise.
Go easy on them, man.
So at the end of the day, man, like the Raptors, y'all should be embarrassed that the Nets got out in front of y'all.
That's crazy.
Y'all should be embarrassed. Y'all should be embarrassed that the Nets got out in front of y'all to do this for this man. Come on, like stop. They have no jerseys retired. No jerseys retired.
It is.
And you don't put Vince Carter like now you're gonna do it after the fact because you are now. You're gonna do it after the fact. You're gonna look stupid.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Josh.
I'm sorry, Josh. And speaking of jerseys, no. Look. I was thinking about this all day. I was like, I'm gonna let you go, but I just need to say a couple things. And I'm glad Ernest brought it up, mentioning jerseys. Speaking of jerseys, bro, we both worked at the NBA store. What jersey was everybody asking for throwback wise?
Vince Carter.
Exactly.
The Vince Carter Raptors one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly,
very popular
bro.
jersey.
Very popular, bro. Very popular. It's probably one of the most iconic throwback jerseys you could get. Sure, anybody can get a Michael Jordan jersey, Bulls, right? But that jersey
with the Raptor,
yes, captured 90s, screams 90s. Mm-hmm. The purple one, yes, bro, not the white. The purple one. The white one is cool. If you got it, nice. But that purple one, it's something about that purple one, bro. But go ahead.
It's just beautiful to see that my franchise is doing what's right. And actually when I watched the video of him tearing up, I didn't know like this will mean that much to him with the Nets, So I like that he actually enjoyed his time here, him and Jason Kidd had a bond and everything, you know. So it was good to see, you know, people actually have fun here. Well, in Jersey, because Jersey, man, Jersey was horrible. Amani, let's be real. They was playing in the swamp, bro. Like, I can't believe
Y'all made
you
the
like playing over
finals
there.
twice.
No,
Listen,
but
And no one
nobody
showed
wanted to
up.
be there,
And
bro.
no one showed up.
the
The
Izod
What?
Center was
What was
the
it called?
Izod
The
Center
metal,
was horrible.
the Izod Center or the
Yeah,
President.
it was
Izod was
horrible.
horrible.
Continental
Especially what about
Airlines
the
Arena.
Prudential Center?
Prudential Center. Yeah, this is before
Like-
gentrification happened in Newark.
But
So
look,
it was the
but
hood.
look at what we talking about. Like,
The Meadowlands.
they put on for the swamp for real. Like,
Yeah.
they made people want to be like, I have to go through all of this just to see this basketball.
What is East
So, you know,
Rutherford, New Jersey?
Yeah, like
On the
what are you
on the
talking
turnpike,
about?
right off the turnpike.
Oh, yeah.
That's horrible. But you know, I'm happy that we put on for Legend for that wild jersey, and I just hope they do what's really right and make it the actual colors.
Yes.
Don't black and white it out. I know we in Brooklyn now, but don't try to get rid of the history. You know what I'm saying?
color.
Keep
They
it.
did that for
Nah,
J. Kidd, right?
they retired Jason Kidd's jersey in the original.
Yeah,
But they black and white it out lately. Like
They-
recently, when you go, it's black and white now.
Hold
Wow.
on.
Like the current jerseys now.
Yeah. No, it's like the same pattern. Like you see how this is? It's like the same
Yeah.
pattern. How it was
So it's
before, but it's
black and
black and
white?
white now. Yeah.
That's dumb.
The same thing they do with like Williamson and all them other guys that was retired.
That's crazy
before
because like the Lakers, they don't do that. Like with whatever era of the Laker jersey you wore,
that.
that's the jersey that
Mhm.
goes up in the
Yeah.
rafter.
Right.
Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah. I don't know if
The
the
Knicks do
Thunder,
the
because I
same
don't.
thing.
Nah,
Do the Thunder
it,
have
it, nah,
any?
it is.
Do the Seattle is
Oh, yeah,
colored?
I can't see it, but it's colored. It's colored.
Okay.
Yeah,
they
bro.
probably
It's
changed it.
colored.
Because I didn't go to no games last year, as everybody knows.
Well,
So they probably changed it this
I
year.
did go to the Jason Kidd ceremony, but I don't really remember it vividly though. But
Oh yeah, and I'm going. I'm there.
yeah,
I'm there. I
That's
told my
dope.
girl. I told my family. I'm like, we going.
that's
So,
dope.
yo, shout out to Vince Carter, 15 forever, half man, half amazing. Stand
Half
up, you heard.
amazing. Yes, sir. I got Vince. That's dope. That's dope.
But yeah, I mean, since we're talking about a team that's already in the off season,
Yo.
yeah,
bro. That was crazy.
a lot of off-season news has been chirping. As you know, the lottery came out, right? And we know that the Atlanta Hawks have the number one pick in this upcoming draft,
Oh,
right? And a lot of interesting stuff coming from Atlanta. You also have right now what you have Washington with the 2 pick, Houston with the 3 pick, San Antonio with the 4th pick. The 5th pick is Detroit, 6 is Charlotte, 7 is Portland, 8 is San Antonio, 9 Memphis, 10 Utah. 11 Chicago, 12 Oklahoma City, 13 Sacramento, and the last lottery pick, 14 Portland. So, very interesting stuff coming from the teams in the lottery. As you know, Atlanta, with getting the number one pick, there's rumblings about them moving on from the number one pick. Moving on from their top pick that they traded for in Trae Young, or moving a top guy that they traded for through San Antonio in DeJounte Murray. Kind of interesting what's going to happen there. I obviously got Houston sitting at number 3. I don't think they're keeping that pick. I think they're going to shop that pick as well. What does San Antonio do? They have the 4th and the 8th pick to build around Wemby and maybe what stars they are eyeing to get. Then you have Detroit, Charlotte, and Portland. I think they're going to just do what they normally do there. But the interesting piece is Memphis to me. Memphis at number 9. Obviously, I've been on this all year. People have been forgetting about John Morant in the midst of, rightfully so.
I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about him.
Right, Ant-Man, Halliburton, Brunson, Jokic.
Stay on that side. Don't worry. Stay on that side.
But when John Morant come back, it's gonna be trouble for a lot of people.
When the guns come out,
That's crazy.
I gotta stop.
That's crazy.
I gotta stop. Yo, we gotta. No, I'm not gonna say that.
So, or like Josh in the famous words, "I'm bored, so I'm gonna do this." So anyway,
He's bugging like, man. Oh, my. That's not really pulled up with the. Yo, bro.
yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, I mean, what do you obviously with the rumors of Trae Young, what Houston may do, San Antonio, what's going on out there? And obviously Cleveland, right? With the whole Donovan Mitchell ordeal. And I do have some news on that. Woj, and y'all know as an avid Laker fan and knowing some of the Laker insiders, Woj has valid information for sure. But sometimes Woj likes to bloviate or fabricate or don't tell the whole truth or tell half a lie versus the full lie. But anyway, he was on NBA Countdown tonight that just aired before the T-Wolf Nugget game. And he said that he spoke to Donovan Mitchell, and Donovan Mitchell presumably said that he is happy. And he is happy. Excuse me, I'll read the quote actually. He says, "I reached to Donovan Mitchell today, and he was emphatic in telling me that he is not disgruntled with anyone or anything in Cleveland. In fact, he said to me, I am happy in Cleveland and happy since I have arrived in Cleveland." This is Woj that he said on NBA Countdown today. So, take that for what you will. If that's the case, then we know Darius Garland's getting moved, right?
Rich
what do
Paul.
you guys think is going to happen this
no
offseason? What do you, Josh? I'm going to go to you first. What do you guys think is going to happen this offseason and how things are going to shape out?
Well, it's going to be chaotic, and that's just putting it lightly because there's a lot going on. You got the Pelicans who's unhappy with Ingram. You got the Hawks that are about to do one of the dumbest moves ever and trade Trae Young for 50 cents on the dollar, it seems like.
Alex Sarr, baby.
We also have probably the worst draft in a lot of pundits' eyes that they're comparing it to the top pick being the potential of Tobias Harris, which is, man, let the kids play before we say that.
That's crazy.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie. If I'm Tobias Harris, the 50 Cent meme.
That was a straight.
That was straight.
Crazy straight.
Well, then again, his last game didn't do much for him at all.
No,
so.
absolutely.
It didn't.
Yeah, of course.
Then
But
there's 400 plays in the league, but the fact that they said Tobias is crazy.
That is
picked him out of everybody. And you got to understand too, like Tobias is not even like the 400th, like the worst player in the league. And that's crazy.
He's probably like the most mid. He's probably like the most mid player. Like he's in the middle of everything. Dead middle. Like, the nice guys, the whack guys, and the Tobias in the middle. But
that's crazy.
And then to the Hawks,
for real though, you don't even pick the worst player in the league. You single out him. Like that's. Nah, bro.
He's a good player.
We gotta fight. We gotta fight. That's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
But
yeah.
So then we got the thing with the draft, and then we got the questions with the Sixers. What's gonna happen with Embiid? What's Daryl Morey gonna do?
He's a liar.
What's going on in Miami? Pat Riley calling out all his team for not playing and being basically soft. And then you got what's
Jimmy
going on with the
mouth.
Warriors? You got the Lakers and LeBron. What's going on with them? It's so much
Clippers.
the Knicks. It's just so much PG.
Yeah.
It's just so much questions going in. It's like the only teams that are like really like solid are Nuggets and probably Timberwolves, maybe the Celtics, but it depends on how bad this loss might be if they lose in the finals or potentially lose to the Knicks. So it's just like there's so many questions coming in. So I just think it's gonna be very chaotic.
And
That's a good way to put it.
New CBA.
New
kicks
CBA.
in this summer.
The new CBA kicks in. So then
That's
you
gonna
got
cause
questions
hell
of
of a chaos.
the KD thing. We didn't even talk about my favorite guy, KD. What's going on? They saying he's unhappy.
Look,
They saying
wait,
he's unhappy, man.
Talking about granted. Josh was on. So if y'all don't know, Josh was on vacation last week, and Josh
I
pulled
pulled
up
up for y'all, man.
for like 2 seconds, and we didn't really feel that energy that Josh had for
So
KD.
I'm gonna ask Josh. I'm gonna ask you right now.
Did he quit?
If he gets traded, he quit.
Yeah, Phoenix. He did quit on Phoenix. I'm sorry.
Oh
man.
my
He did
God!
quit. He did quit, bro. How many teams you gonna ask out from, bro? That's quitting, bro.
Oh
How many
my
jobs?
God.
I applied to a job. I get the job, and I
Oh.
quit. I quit on the job, bro. I applied for it. I quit. That's how it works.
Oh my God!
He axing out. That's
Wow.
quitting, bro. How you unhappy everywhere? Maybe it's you. That's a common denominator now. You can't be unhappy everywhere, bro. Ernest, we gotta be real. What did our moms always tell us? If everybody got a problem with you, you're the problem.
You know you got a stacked resume of like all your places that you've been.
Come on, man.
But like, come on, what? Like, all right. Frank
It looks
Vogel,
bad for the boy. It looks bad for the, and we're not talking about the one in Toronto. It looks bad for this guy KD, man.
I will admit,
acts out.
yeah, I will admit, if he acts out of this situation, yeah,
Come on, bro.
yeah, I gotta concede, yeah.
I would love it because I have something attached to it. But like, bro, it looks bad because I really like KD as a basketball player.
Because I know for a fact, for a fact, he wanted to go to, like, Phoenix was the destiny. Like, he told the Nets, "You're not trading me nowhere else but there."
I think the team that they had, the team that they had last year is obviously way better. Like, way better than what they did. I mean,
where they messed up was the new owner syndrome. You know, they got a little too giddy, and Sean Marks robbed them clean.
Yep.
Clean. And then he came back. He came back and robbed them for some more. He was like, Royce O'Neal for all your seconds too. I'm like, what's happening? What are we doing?
That's that Zay Thomas factor.
Bad GM work. But anyway, we could talk about them later on because but yeah, I think it's just going to be a crazy offseason that's going on in NBA.
Good way to put it.
Man,
I mean,
I feel sorry for
your team has decisions to make too.
Yeah, we do have decisions to make. At the same time, I think Sean Marks, I sent y'all the reports, and I want to apologize on wax. Sean Marks, I apologize. I was wrong.
Hold on, my ear's good.
I'm not a selfish guy. I'm not a prideful guy. I will admit when I'm wrong. Sean Marks, I was wrong for you not taking that McHale deal, because when the more details came out, they wanted the Suns fix, and yeah, we're not doing that. So I apologize. You think the Nets picks are more valuable than the Suns picks? You would have did that? McHale and the Suns picks for your picks back and Jalen Green? I'm good. I will take that chance with the Suns.
Jalen Green is
no, Jalen Green. Yeah, I would have been like, but the Suns picks though. You thinking like, oh man.
But like that's the thing. It's like you don't know. Like
Cam Boozer, man. I'm thinking Cam Boozer as soon as I think of the Suns picks.
Like right now, right? The Lakers 2029 and 2031 picks are like coveted. Oh my God, they're so coveted because they think by that time Lakers are going to be trash. We don't know that though.
They're not gonna be trash. Y'all got Trae Young, man. I'll tell you that much. It's not gonna be trash if they got Trae Young, bro. So I know people are shaking like, yo, man, maybe they not.
Listen, the Lakers get Trae Young, yo. So obviously, speaking on the Lakers with the whole Donovan Mitchell thing, right? I think that's pure smoke. I don't think for a second Lakers have a chance of getting Donovan Mitchell. One, the reason why I say that is because Dan Gilbert ain't helping LeBron James.
And that's why I don't think he's going to the Heat either, because Dan Gilbert's like, yo, my ex left you for you. No,
not again. You'll write a letter. Not again.
I do think though he will get moved. I just think it'll be he'll get sent back to the West. I don't think it'll be in the East. And it's probably San Antonio is probably the most like makes sense option to me.
Man, Spider Wemby got a nice ring to it. Spider and Wemby.
And that's just like the small market thing to do. Yeah. Keep the star out of the big market. But on the flip side, I think if the Lakers don't get Donovan Mitchell, and personally, I like a lot of people are saying that Donovan Mitchell is the perfect guy to have with LeBron and AD. I don't think so because don't get me wrong, he is a floor raiser, and he can have these like astronomical scoring spurts, right? Especially if he's the third option now. But if Garland's already complaining about shot value, Donovan Mitchell tends to shoot the ball a ton, which takes away from LeBron and Anthony Davis, right? Now, don't get me wrong though, those opportunities he's going to see will be something totally different than what he's seen as the first option in Cleveland and Utah. But if we're going to move in the sense of we have to focus the talent around Anthony Davis, then the guy is Trae Young. Because Trae Young is the guy that's going to be able to spread the floor like a Donovan Mitchell. He's not as athletic as Donovan Mitchell, but at the same time, the threat of him getting to the lane and being able to pass that rock to Anthony Davis is going to be something to behold. And it gives you the third star that fits and the point guard that LeBron doesn't want to play that position anymore. It gives you a guy that can actually do that role.
Yeah, I agree.
Do I think it's going to happen either? Honestly, no. I think what ultimately will happen is because I do think the Lakers are going to get a third guy. I think that third guy might be DeJounte Murray. Just because I don't think these teams are not going to sit there and give up these stars over to I just don't think they're going to do it. And I think Donovan Mitchell. I think DeJounte Murray is easier obtainable than Trae Young, in my opinion. If you can, if they re-sign D'Lo, which I think they will, and I think they're going to sign and trade him. If you sign and trade D'Lo, you can get complementary pieces around those three guys. Yeah. If you sign D'Lo and you trade for Trae Young, I think you're gonna have to give up D'Lo and Austin Reeves. So like, versus probably maybe getting up just one of those guys to get DeJounte. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, we may even get a guy we're not even thinking about right now. So, but a lot of moves have to be made. The Knicks have to make some moves clearly this offseason. What is Randall like? What is that looking like?
Some picks expiring, bro.
You can't hold on to those picks any longer. You got to do something with those.
Same
picks.
with OKC, them picks.
Yep, OKC too.
Man.
Yep, you got to do something with those picks. So, but I think it's going to be a lot of movement in the league, a lot of shaking around. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think Donovan Mitchell fits, man. I don't know. Because when I look at the way y'all lost to the Nuggets, y'all needed a guy that was super aggressive. Because, AD don't want to. AD, even though he could take over a game, he's not that super aggressive guy on offense.
But the crazy thing is, AD was dominant with quarters 1, 2, and 3. And like and the issue is
Spider could take over in that 4 while LeBron's tired and everything.
But because the issue is too, AD had to be dominant all 4 quarters on the defensive end. Mm-hmm. You can't ask him to pour out that production.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean?
That's why I think guys like Spider and Zach LaVine fit more, because when AD has to focus more on defense,
you have got these guys.
Yeah,
but also like
they could carry for a quarter.
Zach LaVine is very intriguing.
Right, but
I've heard some scuttlebutt around.
Everybody forgets about him because
because he's injured. Yeah,
I've heard some scuttlebutt that there is some sniffing around about what Chicago may do, given the fact that they're in a mess. They may retain DeMar DeRozan.
Crazy.
And
he want to come home.
DeMar could go to the Lakers for the MLE, but he's not going to take that.
Exactly. He wants to come home.
The Lakers could give him the full MLE this offseason with no problem. He can slot right in, no problem.
Yep.
but he's not going to take that pay cut. So, Zach LaVine could be had on for pennies on a dollar. I think for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
You already have people with bad defense out there like Reeves. Imagine something. So Reeves and D'Lo playing on your team, and y'all was scoffing at the fact, LaVine? No, man. We need man. I'm telling you, you would have won some more games. And you probably didn't have to.
Zach LaVine.
He was there.
Who's Zach?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So,
especially them threes that Rui was missing, them layups, and yeah, I don't even go that much.
Yeah, the next Kawhi. Remember that, Ernest?
What?
The Japanese Kawhi, man.
How? Kawhi don't play games. So, on that note, I think that's it, guys. That's all we have for today.
Man.
Just real quick, Bronny.
Yeah. By the way, Nuggets right now is 13-9 Timberwolves. 5 minutes left in the first quarter, but yeah, Bronny James, man. So Jonathan Gavoni came out today and projected Bronny as the 54th pick in this year's draft. Coincidentally, the Lakers had the 55th pick in the second round in this year's draft. And the team who has the 54th is the Boston Celtics. So there is a scenario where we can see Boston.
That is sick.
Draft Bronny and tell the Lakers, you want Bronny, you got to give up something. I can see it. That's the most shrewd thing to do. I can see it.
Imagine Brian like, I just got drafted by the Celtics. He can't even call his pops to get him out. Like, you there, son?
Yeah.
Welcome to the league, son. Like,
I mean, after I did watch his scrimmage games. And I did watch his combine workout. He looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I take that with a grain of salt, though. Like, I got to see more. Personally, I think he'll go back to college, but in reality, a team is going to draft him. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm. You know, a desperate team is going to draft him. I'm not saying he's. I think he'll be a good NBA player. Like, yeah, it's just I know solid. A desperate team is going to be like. Yeah, might as well just take it.
I just like so far that like he's realizing what his skill set is. Like he was comparing himself to a couple players in the league. He mentioned like Derek White. He mentioned like
Drew Holiday.
So
he said
Davion Mitchell.
His comp was like Davion Mitchell, which makes sense.
Yeah. So I do like
leave that name out his mouth. Oh man, that's a bad sign right there. No, go back to college.
Oh my god.
I don't want to hear Davion Mitchell as your comp, man.
Like, oh my god!
Wow,
like, it's good to know that he's like. Oh my gosh! Nah, that's crazy. Just like that Tobias Stray, that Davion Mitchell Stray is crazy, bro. Because Davion Mitchell be a good backup on the team. He's the backup on the Kings.
Now? He's a good backup now.
He's the backup on. He's hurt. He was hurt. Man. That's all I'm saying. But there's one other quick topic that we could just chime in. As the playoffs starting to go through, it looks like we're going to see the last of NBA on TNT, NBA Inside on TNT, and
finally.
Some people are happy. Oh, I guess y'all are happy.
Get them out of here.
No, I
no
like
more Nick slander talk. No more Nick slander talk, bro.
So here's my issue.
Game right now.
Here's my issue with Inside the NBA and like First Take and all those shows. Like some of us, I would like to say the majority, we just want to hear about the game. We want to hear about narratives and your personal feelings, because like again, like Charles Barkley, he'll say Kevin Durant's not a leader, and these stars are divas, and this, that, and the third. Brother, you forget what you was doing when the Sixers were losing, and then you axed out, and then you scoured the earth because you wanted to beat Jordan, and then you wound up going to Phoenix, and then when you weren't happy there, when you was getting your ass kicked there, you was like, I gotta leave, and you axed out, and you wind up getting to Houston, and formed a super team there.
Old Hakeem, old Pippen, old Charleston, old Drex.
Drexler, all those guys were there.
Yeah.
So it's like, stop acting like y'all just so high and mighty over everyone else in the league right now. It's just like that stuff is annoying. And then like today, bro, on first take, you had the Cavs that were eliminated, Celtics advancing. You had Game 6 tonight between the Nuggets and T-Wolves.
I know where you're going.
Knick game tomorrow. WNBA just kicked off. Caitlin Clark had her first game and all that. Angel Reese had her first game. You know what I'm saying? Ace is looking crazy.
Yeah,
I know where you're going with this.
I know where you're going with
the
this.
NFL schedule dropped today. And then the freaking topic is, can Stephen A score a bucket against LeBron James in a one-on-one? What are we doing?
Bad NBA discourse, bro.
Oh
It's
my
terrible.
gosh.
So I'm fine with TNT and ESPN. I'm fine with them losing their. I'm fine with it.
They served their purpose before. It was going.
Yeah, get it to NBC. Get some new stuff going. You know what I'm
Actual
saying?
talk hoops, because look, it's infecting how other people look at the game. Look what they talking about on Twitter. Aura. What is that? What are we talking about? It's because of this. Because of Skip Bayless. It's because of all these guys. Because of all of them.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So
tired of it. Shaq always hating on every basketball player in the earth. Like, bro, like I don't see any other sport. Baseball, hockey, football. They never do that to their sport, bro. They protect the shield. NBA is the only sport you see them disrespect people nowadays, and it's crazy,
bro. Yo, they had a topic on Monday, or it might have been last week, whatever. They had a topic. It was 2 topics about 2 guys that been out the playoffs for the last week and a half. It was KD losing, does that affect his legacy? What are we doing? Then they said, then the topic was, if the T-Wolves, if Anthony Edwards beats the Denver Nuggets, it's gonna make LeBron James look bad.
Like,
what?
What are we talking about?
What are we doing here?
Who was that from?
I was like,
who was that from?
I was like, I'm like, what?
Wait,
what
who
are we
was
talking
that from?
about?
Yo, why am I catching strays? First of all,
even with, you know, the Knicks, there's a lot of
hatred
like,
going on right
with
the Knicks.
TNT. This is like, yo, bro, why can't we just
like,
enjoy what we're seeing from Brunson? Why can't we
I'll give an
enjoy what we're
example.
seeing from?
So
because here's the thing, they never said that about AI, and Brunson's doing exactly what AI is doing.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it's like, wait a minute.
And before y'all go crazy, I'm not comparing Brunson and AI. I'm just saying on this run
the
run that he had in 01.
Doing more with less. Yes.
And it's
just
like,
appreciate it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I keep cutting. I'm just saying, like, we didn't hear Dr. J and those guys be like, oh, well, AI, you know, they're just a hype team. They're a fluke. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
shut up.
It's like I get the fact that you want to bring your
brains.
agenda, but it's like, geez, like go. I remember game 2 of the Pacers when TNT brought on Reggie Miller to broadcast with the guys on TNT. Like, y'all really doing this on purpose? Like, yo,
talk about it.
And on top of that, he saw an ass whooping by Jalen Brunson in the 4th quarter. So now they had nothing to say after that. So
family show.
Yes, family show. Okay, so it's like throughout the whole playoffs, every time the Knicks win, Shaq and Chuck don't say nothing. They're just so quiet,
man. And you can tell they don't watch the games too.
Yeah, they don't watch the games, and it's like they have the hidden agendas against that team. Like, why? What is your issue? What's your problem, bro? What is your problem? And
I don't understand it.
And on top of that, it's like more and more people are following that suit. And I'll give another example: Draymond Green. He goes on saying that, this Knick play run is set up as a fluke because they're sent up as like the 2021 Hawks that made it to the conference finals and the Portland Trailblazers back in 2019.
Okay, and
on
like
top of that, and also shouts out to Knicks Fan TV. He was supposed to go on Knicks Fan TV and debate with CP the franchise.
I seen that
franchise. Guess what happens? He ducked the smoke. Draymond Green ducked smoke, so which tells us that there was an agenda hidden behind that, and you was not prepared for it to bring your facts along with what you said on your podcast. So what's really going on? What is really going on? What's your real agenda? Is it talking about actual games or your personal agendas to these teams? Because you're gonna have that. We're gonna go elsewhere to find content,
This
find
this is
true
why
content for it.
this is why I enjoy
I feel you
Mind the
though.
Podcast,
I feel you.
Yeah,
because like
Mhm.
as
they
as,
talk
as much
hoop
as you want to talk about LeBron and JJ and
strategy.
we'll before we go, we'll touch on the coaching thing with the Lakers. As much as like people want to talk about LeBron and JJ, it's an actual great pod because they're literally breaking down plays and you're able to see it come to fruition in live time. It's like, oh, like these are things I recognize when I'm watching this pod and I'm watching a game. I'm like, oh, they're running this set. They're running these, and I understand the terminology of what they use, for these plays. So it's like,
Yeah.
yo, I just want to understand the game. I want to know what the players are thinking when they're on the floor and how they adjust and why they're not adjusting and why they're struggling and why they're not struggling. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But before we end it, I know we said that already, but last topic, Lakers coaching. Obviously, there's been a whirlwind, so to speak. You got James Borrega, the former head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. Hope we don't hire him. Sam Cassell.
Why?
James Borrega is not a good coach. Sorry.
Yeah, that's his holidays was yikes.
He's not a good coach.
Yeah,
He's not a good coach.
Maybe he changed. Maybe he changed.
No, not at all.
He's
You got
so
James
Charlotte.
Borrega.
He's good.
James Borrega. You have
Sam
David Adelman,
Cassell.
they got permission from the Nuggets.
David
They just
Adelman.
obviously,
The old
David
coach,
Adelman.
David Adelman.
No,
That's
his
Rick
son.
Adelman.
No,
Yeah,
Rick
Adelman
Adelman,
is the
his
pop.
son.
So his
Oh,
son is the lead assistant on the Nuggets right now. He runs the offense
Yeah.
for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
You also
Michael
have
Nouri.
Michael Nouri, who's also the lead assistant for the T-Bulls right now.
The defensive guy.
Yeah. Then you have
Sam
JJ Redick.
Cassell.
Sam Cassell and JJ Redick.
Yeah.
And then
I like
obviously
I like Sam
the
Cassell.
big the
Mhm.
big fish that's
Ty Lue.
floating around is Ty Lue, because we have yet to see an extension report offer anything with the Clippers, which personally I think what the Clippers are doing, because they're so enamored with sliding the Lakers and any chance they get, they're gonna try to prolong this. So I think it's up to Ty Lue to kind of like, hey, what's going on? But
That's
here's
crazy.
why it is though. Is
See,
it not?
Eric, we don't do that. We don't do that. Our franchises are not on that level of the Clippers and Lakers. We don't do that.
No.
But but what's crazy is like if you really look at the Clippers since 2019, all they've done is try to be better than the Lakers. Not the rest of the league, just the Lakers. Forget the league. Forget all that.
That's obsession. That's obsession, man.
That's sick. That's
Anyway,
sick. I remember
it's-
2019 opening day. They
Yeah,
went
ever
crazy.
since they got Kawhi, it's been
Yup.
like we got to be better than the Lakers. It's like, well, there's
They went
29 other
crazy.
teams you got to worry about, bro.
Right.
Needless to say, here's why I'm not opposed to having JJ Redick as the head coach. I get it, because he has no coaching experience. He's coming off of just broadcasting and podcasting. 15-year vet in the league. I get all of that stuff, but you cannot tell me that there's not a relationship there with LeBron James. Now, does it look funny in the light? Absolutely, because if he's
Hell
telling
yeah.
players to do certain things, right? Other players could be like, "Man, you only saying that because LeBron said it, so you're just going saying what he wants." I get all that. We're all human, but if you at the end of the day, LeBron probably got 2 more years left. AD, when LeBron retires, AD be 34. You get a guy that your veterans do trust, your top 2 guys do trust. He's familiar with, just the player aspect from a coaching standpoint, relationship coach-player standpoint.
He's not far removed from the game.
He's not far removed from the game. I think he's more modernized to understand what the game is now today.
Yeah.
You
From
think
the
that's the best
surface,
option?
From the surface, what I'm looking at, He knows X's and O's, right? So
Not to cut you up, but T was up by 19,
yeesh,
33-14.
yeesh.
Let's go, Ant-Man.
Yeah, they had a 24-2 run.
Let's go, Ant-Man.
But you listen.
Ooh.
The T-Wolves play a lot of CTE ball, so we'll see.
You think JJ is the best option though?
Okay.
If Ty Lue is not obviously if Ty Lue is available,
with no Ty Lue,
to me it's JJ or Sam Cassell.
Sam Cassell.
Because a lot of people are saying David Adelman is great, and I don't refute that. I think he is. But the reason why his offense is so good because you got a dude named Nikola Jokic on your team. And a lot of Laker fans are saying, like, give us Adelman. He's he runs the best offense in the league, and I get that. But the reason why he can do that is because he has a guy who's a triple-double machine.
Right.
Maybe that hurts the Nuggets though if y'all take the offensive coordinator.
True. But also, I just think, is he going to get the ear of LeBron the way JJ is going to have the ear of LeBron?
Exactly. And I'm gonna chime in on that as well too.
And before you go, and accountability is going to play a part. I think JJ can hold LeBron accountable,
right?
Because of that relationship that they do have. The way Ty Lue can hold LeBron accountable because of the relationship they have.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, Garvin didn't really have a relationship with LeBron. Neither did Vogel. None of those guys were a hire that the players wanted. That was just a organizational hire.
Right.
I think this go around, you go with what the players want. That's just my thing.
Yeah. And I think, and also I think it has to the coaching hire has to heavily involve around Anthony Davis.
And I think JJ knows how to unlock that. I think he can.
Because LeBron only has 2 years left, and Davis going to be there long term, so they're going to have to go
long term. But
I'm going to say he will stay there longer than LeBron. So
yeah,
I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? Like I like Sam, and like I like what JJ Redick is doing with Braun on the pod. I feel like that's like his interview. This is interview process. But like when you know what hits the fan, I don't want to hate JJ. You feel me? Because I like JJ. I like what he's been doing as a broadcaster. I like what he's been doing, especially in this form of media that he's been doing, and especially to your point, Ernest. I feel like I've learned a lot about the game through what him and Braun just the terminology that they've been talking about, and like unlocking some of Braun's memory of certain plays that happened years ago that he still remembers fresh in his mind. I just think that's insane. But that goes to show you like the tenure and the amount of experience that both of them have. I just know like when, because things happen, right? Because when we got Frank Vogel, we didn't hate Frank Vogel. We didn't hate him. We didn't hate him until like 2 years after the championship, and we was feeding him to the wolves.
Listen, I don't give 100% blame on Vogel for that roster because you rusted.
What's Pelinka doing, man?
Exactly.
Pelinka panicked.
Right. Yeah, Pelinka panicked because he saw the Nets and LeBron and AD were like, "Yo, they got James Harden over there with Kyrie and KD. We need somebody else." And Pelinka was like, "No, we're gonna get Buddy Hield." And they were like, "Nah, we want Russ." And he listened to the stars. So I get it.
Buddy Hield.
Right.
And then not even that though. Should just kept the team.
Yeah. And then when you look at it that way, right?
It was Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. I remember that.
Yep. And that would have worked for us perfectly. Perfectly. We get a shooter and we get another big to play alongside AD. But I'm just saying that like when and we all see this through basketball. Actually, we seen it just now. When things go wrong, who's first to blame? Coach. So that's what I'm saying.
The thing. If things go wrong, so like here's the caveat though. If things do go wrong, yes, the front office is going to have some culpability for listening to the players, but it's going to fall on the players. This is the guy you wanted.
Yep.
This is the guy you wanted. Make it work.
But players come and go all the time. I mean, same thing with coaches.
For sure. But also, if they hire JJ, I think JJ's going to be here long term. If they hire JJ, he's going to be the coach for the next 5 or 7 years.
I just know that first season's going to be rough, like J Kidd when he was a coach. Remember when he spilled the drink to call the timeout?
That was nasty.
Yeah, I was at that game. Playing the Lakers that game. I remember that.
He was like, bump me.
Yeah, right. Run into me. No, Diddy, and spill the drink. Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I think you just go with JJ. Because again, it's to me, you need buy-in, and the players go as it should be AD, but the players go as LeBron goes. And if LeBron is if the coach has the 100% buy-in from LeBron, everyone else is going to follow suit. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, but on that note, as we end episode 65, make sure y'all tuning in to the pod, man. Like and subscribe to our show, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And then just tune into these games, man. Obviously, T-Wolves and Nuggets are playing right now. We got the Knicks, hopefully to close it out tomorrow, along with the Mavericks, I believe. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And tune into the WNBA, man. A lot of good games happening, a lot of good things happening. Looks like the Liberty have ran away with that game. And yeah, man.
Libs to woe.
Until next time.
Who covers WNBA like we gonna do this season?
Yeah.
Holla at us. Official WNBA coverage. You're right here.
Word. And until then, guys, peace and love.
Peace.